Hi guys, long time no see. I haven't made a video for about a month and I am seriously out of practice. So before I get into my regular scheduling of videos in the next few weeks, I wanted to do a sit down video talking to you about why I've been away, what I've been doing whilst I've been away, and what is going on in my life. I feel like when I don't make videos, I get seriously out of practice and it makes me really nervous to sit down in front of a camera and talk to it again. And I feel like then you really start to let in your inner critic. So I wanted to sit down today and talk to you like the old friend you are. I hate being away from booktube and I really love making videos, but sometimes for your own sanity you need to take a step back, which is what I've been doing. So I'm going to let you know what I've been up to in the last month and what I was up to over Christmas. I've been working non-stop, so lots has been going on even if I haven't been online as much. It's been a really weird time for me on a personal and a professional level. I feel like I got to a place in January where I was feeling really down all the time. I didn't feel like I wanted to be on social media putting up this front of happiness constantly, because that's just not how I felt, and I feel like that was just a natural thing to do with the time of year. It's so dark outside, it gets dark so early, and I just got into this rut. I've been working around the clock on my book, The Paper and Heart Society, which comes out this year. This is the year it's going to be published. It's going to be published in June and I can't believe how quickly it's coming round. So I've been working non-stop on that, working all night at points to reach my deadlines, and so that was also getting me down because I was putting all of my time into that. And so really my mental health has been struggling slightly. I feel like that is a natural thing and it's something that I'm keeping an eye on, but I'm not too concerned about, because as the days get lighter and as I spend more time outside and get my work-life balance right again, then I do feel like things are looking up for me. But that's really the main reason why I haven't been around as much, and I do think it's really important to talk honestly about mental health, and it's something that I have always done because I do think it is so important, because there are going to be people out there, maybe you who are watching this, who struggles with your mental health, and so I do think that for me the greatest thing that I can do is acknowledge that that's how I've been feeling. My mental health just hasn't been great, but it is looking up and I'm feeling lots more positivity around everything at the moment, so that is good. Just the fact that I can sit down in front of a camera today and make this video is a huge step for me, and I've been trying to do things that make me feel better, and I've been trying to do things that make me feel good up here. Like I mentioned, my book The Paper and Heart Society is out this year and I have been working very hard on it. I can't quite believe the amount of time that it's taken up in the past month and even before that. So I handed in my last round of structural edits, so really big changes on the manuscript before Christmas, and then right before Christmas I got my line edits back, which is where my editor goes through and reads the entire manuscript and writes lots of comments on the manuscript, pointing out things like word choices and looking at dialogue and thinking about characterization. So really big things to do with writing, but not structural things. So I'm not changing around chapters, it's going chapter by chapter and sorting out any issues with the manuscript. Line edits were really difficult for me. I think that they're possibly the most difficult part of this entire process I have had so far. I really hated them and I got really stressed about them, and I was staying up all night to finish them. There was one night where I went to bed at 4, woke up at 7 to go to bed at midnight the next night just to get my draft handed in on time, and I didn't think I was going to make it, but I did, right by the skin of my teeth. I still don't know how I managed to do that, but then putting that amount of pressure on myself meant that I got ill and I was on antibiotics for a week, which was not ideal. I got really run down and I really hate being in that position of stress, and it really was so stressful in my head at that time. So I'm hoping that when I get onto line edits next time with book 2 it won't be as bad, because I know what to expect. But I really did hate them and I'm so glad to see the back of them. I will not be sad if I don't have to do line edits again anytime soon, because they really just were, I kind of expected them to be bad, but I didn't expect them to be that bad, and it wasn't really anything to do with the book. It was to do with the fact that there's just so many options and so much to change that you wouldn't think is possible to change. With structure, you have a lot of room to move things about and change things, whereas with line edits, there isn't that room. You're just working on the manuscript and you're changing maybe one sentence, but that sentence could be really important and it just feels so overwhelming. I handed back my line edits though in the second week, I think, of January, and then I had a week or two break, and then I got my copy edits back, and I think copy edits are actually my favourite part of the process so far. So I went from the worst bit to, I think, the best bit, because the way that copy edits work is that somebody comes in who is separate to your editor. So I had somebody else read my manuscript who was specifically looking for things like inconsistencies, things where maybe a character says something that actually doesn't make any sense, or just tiny word things that maybe just don't need to be there. So they are really tiny changes that actually I managed to zoom through, and I was really worried it would take me ages, but it really was just things like accepting changes or checking that something the copy edit had changed was the right thing to change. So now that my copy edits are done and handed back in, the book has been sent off to be typeset, and it goes off to print to be made into proofs. So you may have seen me or other booktubers talk about receiving ARCs or proof copies of books, which is kind of an advanced look at the book before it's printed into its final version, which is the stage that my book has been sent off to now. So the next time I see it, I'm going to see it as a physical book, which I am so excited about. I know that I'm going to cry my eyes out to see the words as they're going to look on the page. So I haven't got any big things to do with it now. It's going to be looking at the formatting once it comes back, checking that nothing's been added in or nothing's been changed or things like that, and just checking for grammar and spelling and that kind of stuff now. That really is so minor that I can't believe that I've very nearly finished this book. It's been such an incredible journey. It's coming up to 3 years since I started working on it, and it's going to be a year in March since I got my deal with Hachette. So I just can't really believe how quickly it's come around. I'm so scared for people to read it. It's going to be sent to people like booksellers and bloggers and other authors and lots of book industry people to read, and I am a tiny bit scared. I'm excited, but I am scared and nervous because it's going to be the first indication I get of what people think of it, and I'm really not expecting everybody to like it because I know every book I read I don't enjoy, and that's perfectly okay with me, but I really would love people to read it because I put so much time and effort into it that you want that to have paid off, and you want that to be an exciting thing for people to understand why you've loved working on this book so much. My friend Yasmin has read it, who is also an author. She wrote All the Things We Never Said, which comes out in July, and I'm reading it at the moment and absolutely loving it. It is an incredible story, and so we swapped manuscripts, and she read the book and she left a lovely review on Goodreads, which was really nice because Goodreads is a scary place for authors. So that was my first review, and it did make me cry. I've got to admit, I've spent a lot of time crying for various reasons in the last few weeks. Frustration with edits, happiness at getting a nice review, and it's just been rather emotional for me. Lots of highs and lots of lows, and so I feel like I've been on a writing roller coaster in the last few weeks. Another really exciting thing to do with the book is that I received my final cover, and I can't believe it. It is so amazing, and I'm gonna get to share it with you in the next fortnight, and I really can't wait to see what you think. I love it. It is beyond my wildest dreams. I just can't believe that it's a cover with my name on it, which is one of the things that I dreamed of when I was working on the book originally, thinking one day I'm gonna have a cover with my name on it and people are gonna be able to buy my book, and those thoughts were really the things that made me push through with it and feel even more determined to make my dream a reality. So I can't wait to share my cover with you. I did cry my eyes out on seeing it, which it was just incredible. Just one of those things that I kind of wish I'd recorded so I could savour it but I got too enthusiastic, and I've also seen a few other designed things that I'll be able to share sooner or later, but the cover is coming soon. It's coming in the next fortnight, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be making a video all about it and sharing it across my social media, and talking more about the book then, talking about more of the specific things, because as we get closer to publication I'll be able to share more and more about it. But if you'd like to find out more, then there is always the links in the description to the Goodreads page, to the Amazon page, the book depository where you can order it with international shipping for free, so you can buy it in whatever country you come from. There is also a Waterstones link as well, lots of stuff down in the description, so you can find out more about it if you'd like to, but I will be sharing more myself in kind of a chatty video in the next few weeks, and then as we get closer to publication. I think that's about it really with all the things that have been going on with me. As you can tell, it's been so book focused that I haven't really had much time to read and to do other things. I've just been focused on getting my work done, and everything else has had to be secondary to that. But I'm going to be back in the next few weeks with some very exciting videos, such as my final 2 Bronte book club videos, which I can't wait for you to see. And I have also filmed a video for the Bronte Parsonage Museum's YouTube channel, which I'll leave a link to in the description and up here so you can watch it if you'd like to. I'm also going to have my January wrap up. Even though I didn't read loads, I still read some really good books and some more reading and writing vlogs. So there is going to be lots coming up, and I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things now that my head's in a better place and now that I've got a bit more room with the work I've got going on. So thank you so much for watching this video and for bearing with me whilst I've been away. I know it hasn't been ideal, but I am back now, and I hope this video was a tiny taste of what is to come in the next few weeks. Happy reading!